This is Thursday, April 20, also known as 420, which means something to some people. So for those to whom it means nothing, that's good. A long time ago, it didn't mean anything to me until someone said something like, "What? What? Oh, okay." But if it means nothing to you, that's it means something to you. Shame. All right, here we go. Let's see. On this sheet here, we're going to sketch a picture. This goes back to, I think, to Unit 2. Let me push that door close for me, please. If I can find my writing utensil, we are going to sketch a picture. Some of those words are there. Scary domain. It's the X values. You go left, right, but we're not going to use domain. Range. It's the Y values. It can go up and down. You're messing with the range. And so, I'm going to pause here. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's my plan today. 1, 2, 3, 4. For some of you who have good memories, today will be relatively easy for you. So congratulations. This is Unit 5. We're going back to one of the old units and pull out some pieces for you to remember, and they'll add like a little bit to it. For those who have bad memories, this will be brand new. Like, whoa, I've never seen this before. But the way I'm planning on doing it, it should be okay for you as well. Where's he drawing? Where's he drawing? Where they have space? I'm going to put mine. You know what? I will mark domain range just one last time. We're not going to use this time X values. Range, Y values. All right, here we go. Let's get some math done. Where am I writing? Start on X-Intercepts. Start on maximum or minimum. Long time ago, you guys didn't know those words. You started class out and then, where's the maximum, where's the minimum, all that stuff. They're going to throw in one other guy, the line of symmetry. I'll put him as LOS, and then I'll put line of symmetry. I'm going to put him in blue, and we'll star him. So let's LOS him. Line of symmetry. Their main goal today is to put all this stuff in a picture, a real-life situation, and you not only are able to find them, but then you say what they are, like what do they really mean in this story? What does the line of symmetry really mean? Oh, that's the point where the profit is the highest. So let's get you a picture here, and put 1, 2, 3, 4. Have you put those in space. Where am I writing it? I'll do it down here. I got my y-axis. I got my x-axis. X is such a word that we never use except in math, but you really could use it. Here is one of the axes here in Fontana. It's like the main road. That's what this X is, the main road. When you see these guys here, you know when you don't have to draw the second thing. I'm just making a point. When you see these guys here, usually they have like on your paper they have crisscrossing like that, and then they have like the X, the main guy. You can see them, they make it extra thick, but really, he's just one of several rows that are going that direction. He's the main guy, so we call him an axis. The Y, the same thing. Everybody's still going up and down, just like on your paper, up and down. But the main guy, back in the day when stuff's going to call the axis of evil. Like a lot of evil people around, but the main evil people, bang, like Dr. Evil. In any case, let's draw this picture. Don't have to do this one. Let's draw a rainbow. Do it in red? Sure. I'm drawing a graph. Everybody got the name of that graph? You saw it a long time ago. People, parabola. There it is. This rainbow, I'll put parabola, and I'll put rainbow. Parabola. The reason they decided to make Unit 5 a review is some students just learned stuff for that unit, but then it's gone. I'm like, I've never seen that before. Yeah, you did. But now they're saying one last time. Let's put in some numbers, though, some key points, and the numbers that go with them. That dot, he's super important. Put a dot there. Here's his little friend over here. He's important. We'll make those 1 and 2. This was my plan. I thought about, like, how can I make this easy for students? Like any student can think 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 go together. I was going to use letters too, but I decided not to do letters. Anybody know what the name of 1 and 2 are? They have a special name. X-Intercept. You're out on the next question. You'll be back up. It is X-Intercept. Without her answer for someone else, how does she know These guys are called X-Intercepts. They hit the X line. Now the bad news is students in math classes, they have trouble. Please find the X-intercept. Don't give it a graph. It's the word. If you say, please find where the red hits the x-axis, somebody like x, oh, 1 and 2. Do me a favor, please put 1 and 2 next to x-intercept. What is your job today? Today is going to be to find 1 and 2, then 3 and 4. Now, I'm trying to make it so easy that if you were careful in math, today you'll go, okay, I'll follow that. Number 3. 3 is the third guy. Put him at the top. 1, 2, make it like a triangle. At the very top here, he has kind of 2 names. So 2 people just answered that, so they're out for now. Anybody know the name of point number 3? Vertex is 1. The vertex has a second name. She's out. What's the second name of this one? The maximum, or the maximum they usually tend to say. So for this guy, we were going to circle the maximum, because for today's purposes, we're going to focus on that. Minimum, of course, it was a U. We take the lowest point. That's the U. Put a number next to that one. 1, 2, 3. We're going to put in the words, what the x-intercept is, how you can identify it, what the maximum is, how you can identify it. And now the last guy. Number 4. If I was at the top of this rainbow and I drop a water balloon straight down till it hits the ground, that line where it hits the ground would be right there, halfway between number 1 and 2. It's always halfway between. And that guy gets to be number 4. Someone who has an answer, what is that guy probably going to be called? Number 4. Line of symmetry. The LOS, line of symmetry, is number 4. The line of symmetry officially, and we have a line of symmetry. If we were to chop it right down the middle, you have half views on both sides, even though they've done studies where if you are chopped in half and the computer generated like kind of a mirror image of one of your sides, you're almost like 2, not completely different people, but you're noticeably different. You'd imagine, oh, it's just going to be identical twins. But it's not. When they cut you here and then fold it out, you look different than if they cut this side and folded it out. I'd imagine there's an app by now that will probably do that. In any case, line of symmetry is 4. So let's write down what those things are. Cut the butterfly in half. So officially, line of symmetry is a line that cuts a parabola into identical halves. Cuts it in half. Cuts it in equal sides. Cuts it in half. How do I say that? Line that cuts parabola in half. I'll do it that way. All right, here we go. Let's start writing down the words. By the way, if you identify, you follow these 4 things. That's the data. They're going to add some words, throw you off, and some of you, they're going to get you. But most of us, the new words they're going to use, they won't get us. Line that cuts. Line that cuts parabola in half is how I'm going to say it. Line that cuts parabola in half. All right. What did we say the maximum was? Okay, good. 3. And then what words do we, if we're describing what a maximum is, how might we say it? Of what? Yeah. Because if you just say the highest point, it could be on the y-axis. It has to be at the very top of that parabola. So let's see. I'll put highest point. Yeah, highest point of parabola. If I can spell it. Here's an interesting thing, at least it could be interesting. We're affected by those around us highest point on parabola. I'll put on parabola. I had a college teacher, parabola. He's a biology teacher, and he wrote in all caps. Now, I don't know if at that point I was already planning on teaching, but whatever, it was clear I was able to read it. But I don't know. Now he took a little more time, so it would be extra neat. But obviously, as a teacher, I write in all caps, and I connected back to this guy. I can't remember his name. So just know that people around you affect you. Number 1 and 2, those are X-intercepts. How do we describe those? In this case, I see what you mean, but they won't describe them that way. Sure. I'm just going to drop that last part because that last part's important. Hits something, hits. Yeah, so it is true. In this case, parabola, I'm going to generalize to make it just graph. Any graph where it hits the x-axis, so points where a graph hits x-axis points. And we're saying this was just kind of the last time where graph hits x-axis. I kind of like the fact that they decided to make a 5 kind of review hits, because then it doesn't have to be hard hits x-axis, hits x, and I don't think x hits is a official math word. I'm using it. Intercepts x-axis, but intersects for some people, they're not really using that word in real life, so to hear it in math messes it up. Axis. Alright. What do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Got it. Well, identify 1, 2, 3, 4 in the real situations, because it's so easy when they give you the equation that you'll put into the computer. It's going to make it so big that you have to move decimals around. It's actually a bad choice on their part because it makes it harder for students for the wrong reason. Alright, so let's do number 1. I'm going to start it on the board for you, and then have you put in these very simple 1, 2, 3, 4s. So the one that I'm going to punch in is going to be, yeah, sure. I'll punch it in, and you'll put in the answers. For those who want to be reminded of the, I might even ask for the domain and range, just so you will have seen it. This is a negative something. Negative. In a moment, you will be doing the same. As a matter of fact, while I'm doing this, start booting up your computers. And I think booting is an official word for computers. I wonder how they came up with to boot it up. Now, you don't necessarily need to type this one in. You'll be able to just answer the question in a moment. My goal with booting it up is, in the other class, I waited, and then it turns out it took really long for them to come up, so we lost time. Yeah. Let's see, are you a -9? If you don't have a computer, definitely grab one. If you need to plug it in, that's why we're doing it this way right now. So here's the picture you get. That's on the board. That's how you're getting that thing together. So let's see if it's a bad idea to do all at the same time. Nonetheless, today they're going to ask you, hey, do you have the skills to bring up decimals? And again, something at the very beginning, you can grab a computer if you don't have one already. Oh, yeah. Some of you didn't know how to get to it, what to do with it early on. Now, you feel the difference. Oh, yeah, sure, it does. Eventually, when it's time for you to plug one in, unplug it in. The other part that you'll have to do, of course, if the picture's too big, of course, you will zoom out. And voila, there you go. Technology number 5 strategy. So let's see if we can get some answers. Please write in your number 1 and your number 2. Someone say out loud what 1 and 2s are actually called. Or keep it. Thank you. That way I'm not out there by myself, so I'll go ahead and put in what your 1 and 2s are. It is true. Your 1 and 2s need to be written as an ordered pair. Ordered pair because inside of parentheses, the first number is always x. The second number is always y. X and y. So put in your 2 intercepts. And again, this particular problem, you don't have to type it in. This one you can really just do it off the board. There's going to be another one that you get to type in yourself and identify the pieces. So if you're waiting to write your answers until yours comes up, don't stress on that. If you do 2 things at once, the best thing you do is bring decimals. Hey, somebody, by just kind of looking at it, I'm going to hit the real number. Can anyone say what it looks like the coordinates of the vertex or the maxima will be? It's kind of hard to see. I'm going to hit the button, you'll get it. Just, I wonder if someone could just look at it and be like, it looks like that. Say it again. 26.5. Oh, that's how tall it's going to be? That's cool. So again, we go over 4 and go up. Now, the reason I put things in a particular order, 1, 2, this is 3, is because for the line of symmetry, I remember early on, substitutes had trouble with the line of symmetry. But if I could do it all over again, here's what I would say to them. If you get the vertex, the line of symmetry is just going to be the x value. In other words, when I drop this balloon off the roof, whoever's standing directly below it, at 4 on the x line, boom, on the head. Yeah, don't do that. They might get hurt. You might sue you. It can be like road rage. They might chase you around for the rest of your life. Yeah. For those who drive, you don't touch somebody, sometimes they lose it. Yeah, they start slowing down. So that's why I don't honk. See, I'm not crazy. The person in front might be crazy. And you're going to get the crazy person, and you're not crazy yourself, that's the problem. Crazy people get over on the side, you're trying to pass by, and they try to run off the road. Like, what the? Wait, I'm not crazy. You hit the brake, and they hit the brake. You're like, what are you going to do? Jam it in reverse. It's crazy stuff. I don't know who's behind me. All right, just don't do crazy stuff. Don't honk. Long time ago, people were shooting. They don't do it anymore. But there's a time where road rage, people shoot like it was real. It's on the news. All right, so here's the deal. You have 1, 2, 3. How do you write 4? And I didn't do it on the original thing, but 4 is actually written as an equation. X equals the number. In this case, the number happens to be 4. So the way you would actually write that down is x equals 4 for your line of symmetry. Say you just put down a 4. Can't give it to you. 4 is a point. X equals 4 is an equation that represents the entire line. X equals 4 is this whole line here that slices it. Alright, so they got that little picture. They're good at their 1, 2, 3, 4. They're feeling all confident inside. Make sure you'll get enough where they'll mess you up. Let me write down the answer, but what you're about to punch in is the second one. That way, while I write down my answer for someone who needs to see it written, you can also have. What page was this guy here? Now you'll notice this guy here technically didn't have a minus sign. The reason I put in a minus sign for you is a parabola without a minus sign makes the letter U normally. In order for it to mimic a real life situation, they need to look like a rainbow, and the only way you get to do that is if you put that in. So I actually put that on the next one. Now I'm going to put in my answer in a second, but I need to some of you get started on the next one. There's a minus sign on the next page, but and I threw it in to make page 55 to make it go like a rainbow. Because of the because I didn't put a parenthesis around x squared and that 2 at the end, it messed up the picture. So let me fix this here. Do me a favor, see if you can squeeze in a parenthesis so that it'll do what we want it to do. So put in the negative sign out front. Because it's a regular picture, if you were to type it in, for those who are curious, it'd make a U. And we don't want a U, we want a rainbow. So what does Thomas want you to do right now? Go ahead on your own. Punch in your thing using decimals, which is nice and easy as it appears on the board. And then put in your 1, your 2, your 3, and your 4. I'm going to put in my 1, 2, 3, 4 on the last one so that anyone who's like, okay, I'm not sure if I got the last one right. You can have those pieces. I wish I could slice it up. And somebody can multitask. You can say it to me. On the last one, what were the X-Intercepts? Is anybody multitask or no? No, that goes on its own. You get the paper, not. This is for the new one, this is for the old one. New one? No, for the old one. Oh, that's. No, you guys wrote the answer down. Yeah, what did you write down for the old one? The X-Intercepts. Yeah, so the 1 and 2. See, like, or did I not leave it up long enough? I'm all thinking they all have it. Okay. If you guys didn't write these down, I'm sorry, then make sure you write these 2 guys down on for the answer for that last page. So actually, if I were doing this, and I didn't ask you guys to sketch it, which I'm going to ask you to sketch in a moment. So I see I'm ahead of myself. So here I go. I'm going to put a 1, a 2. I'm going to sketch in a second. A 3, and then I'm going to put a 4 here. So that's the today, they're not going to mess around with the y-intercept. So I thought about, okay, also remind them to be able to put in your y-intercept. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it off. I'm going to throw it in because you know how you can throw it in. But today, the 1, 2, 3, 4 are the main pieces they're going to ask for. So good question. And the reason for that is some people who their math stuff isn't that good, the more stuff you give up, the harder it is. All right, so let me draw in this picture. I'm going to try and sketch it as best I can. Let's see. Falls from the left side, falls from the right. Do I have to be perfect? No. Do I need to get up to 25? No. Because here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it like that. How does he know how to do that? Because it's the concept. Can a sketch what's on decimals? Good news for you today, when you put your thing in decimals, you just have to sketch it. What if it doesn't reach what I need? When you put in your vertex or your maximum, and you put your 4 comma, was it 425? Yeah. Okay, now I get it. Okay, sorry about that, people. Over here, when I put in my 9, I think it was 9 comma 0. His friend over here was what? What was his friend? Negative 1 comma 0. And I'm going to put this middle piece, which I didn't write before, the official way. This guy here is going to be called x equals 4. See up here, the x and the y? Oh, sorry about that. I know usually kids don't want to help a teacher. The whole class don't want to help. So, and I already sent you off to start that new prompt. So, hey, Thomas, if I'm writing these in, here comes 1 and 0. They were my X-Intercepts. I'm going to circle Maxima. Circle Maxima. And my maximum is 425. The highest point, if ever you're riding a roller coaster, when you get to the very top, you yell out Vertex or Maxima. I'll probably say Maxima. And you like click, 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 Maxima! Yeah, boom. People are like, what did you just do? What did you just do? And then the next time they go on the hill, I bet someone else will yell it out. Do it. Do it and tell me about it. Fine. But some people are like, I don't know what he's talking about. Alright, here comes 425. Please put it in parentheses. If you don't, I gotta be all technical. Inside, it's x and y. Outside, just 2 numbers. Just 2 numbers hanging out. And I gotta mark it on. They didn't ask you for the LOS, but you gotta put it in. Line of symmetry. LOS in this case is x equals 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. For those who are super geniuses, sorry about the ease of it. Let me check with some people. If you don't remember this part, it's okay, but somebody might remember. Anybody know what the domain of this guy is? There's 2 versions of it. I'll take either version. Let's find out. Where's the domain? It's all real numbers. That is, if this is a parabola, if I bet it keep going on and on forever, that's one way of saying it. It could be the R thing. So, and then you don't need this part. So if anyone, remember this? No. I just want to mention some people who do remember it. So the domain could be all real numbers like that. You don't have to write this part in all real numbers like that. And then there's the negative infinity, the positive infinity version. This is unit 1. I hated this because some people really didn't get it. I got 1 or 2 of those tests still kind of out. I hated it. Someone else, what was the range on this thing? The range starts from the bottom and goes to the top. In this case, there are 2 versions. Technically, since it goes on forever and ever, it could be negative infinity. Oh, sorry, these guys should be rounded. And you don't have to write this down. Negative infinity all the way up to, where does it max out? Yeah, it goes to 25. And that guy is that. So then infinities get the rounded guys. You don't need that. Just a long time ago. It's just when you're like a baby in math. You're like a baby, you're crawling around, or whatever. Now you're all like a teenager in math. Okay, what do we need here? 1, 2, 3, 4. I got my 1, 2. I got my 3. I got my 4. That's half of the assessment. 1, 2, 3, 4. Eventually, what they're going to do is to try to make it harder. They're going to say, well, what does 3 mean? in the context of the word problem that you're going to be given. And that's part of it. All right, so let's see. Do me a favor with the ugly picture that you should have. Do your 1, 2, 3, 4 on this guy here. I'm going to go around and check your card. So this. So relax your brain, relax your brains. You're almost you're halfway through. What was the equation? I'm going to do mine without the y equals to show that you don't necessarily need it, but in the graphing calculator you would need the y equals. I think it was a negative, let's see, negative parenthesis x squared. What was the middle piece? Plus something? Oh. What came after the x squared? Okay, yeah. And that's what happened. Oh, that's a good point. What just happened there is a real life situation. Everyone was waiting for the other person to do it. There was a case years ago. This lady, I think she got murdered. I'll pause just for again, after these two problems that we've done, there's somebody like, okay, is this going to be it? That's the major part. The other part that we're going to add is a story. We're going to add a story that makes this problem mean something. Like, what does this rainbow represent? All right, number 1, I want you to go upfield, and I want you to cut right. 3, I just want you to block. 2, you block 2. I'm a quarterback, and I'm only going to throw the ball to my best friend. You 2, you're never getting the ball. Okay, got it? And break. All right, for those that play football, that's how it goes. Just leave the ball, I'm open. Yeah, I know you're open. I see you, number 3. You're my best friend. Number 1, he's my best friend, and there are 2 people guarding him. I don't care. All right, whatever. All right, let's see if I can just fix this. All right, they already have it. So the question is, why is Thomas doing it? Maybe somebody's missing today, and I'm looking out for them. Maybe they're going to be rich and famous one day. And they'll remember the day that I, uh-oh, that I saved it for them. Is there something wrong with my problem? Or are these numbers right? Right. Okay. All right, let me put them real fast. Memorize those numbers because I'm going to ask for your help right now. Good. This guy here, but I'm leaving him out. He's not 1, 2, 3, or 4. He's an extra guy. He just wants to be seen. All right, so here it comes. Fast. It's not very good because the Maxima is on the this side. Looks like. Somebody say 1, please. Yes, I'm getting stabbed. Say that again. -2, 0. Someone different, give me the 2. Oh, is it 1, 0? That's way over. That's a sketch. This guy, what was he up here? 0, 2. Not this guy here, but it was like a negative something. Negative 0.5, and somebody. 2.25. Sorry for taking the time of doing that since you guys already had it. All right, I'm gonna number them in the interest of time now. 1, 2, 3, and what is 4 gonna be?
0. -0.
And for sure he'll wind up being x equals negative 0.5. So he'll be my 4. In other words, I'm not gonna rewrite them over here in the interest of time. 1, 2, where are you? 3, 3. And then 4, I'll put LOS here. You can put your LOS below. I just put my LOS here just because I don't have space. Alright, let's see if we can do the ugly version. So they do these nice, easy ones to teach you, and now we're about to mess it all up. LOS was x equals negative 0.5. Alright. Here we go. Let's start with that 1, 2, 3, 4 on the problem. Unfortunately, the number's going to be so big that you're going to have to, I'll see in a second, you're going to have to zoom out when you draw your picture, just get something on there that kind of looks like it. And so you're on the left-hand side, go to page 51, 61 rather. 61, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, A, B, C is going to have, guess what we've done so far. So A, B, C, you should be able to do that. So 61, use decimals, and then start that process. And they'll find out what's going on. The picture is going to be, well, you'll see when you get the picture. I'll let you fight with it for a moment. So go ahead and decimals that guy out loud, because the next level is, now that you can find 1, 2, 3, 4, it's in a story scenario. What is 1 represent? What is 2 represent? What's the 3? What's the 4? And those are the things we have those. Mary's managing the great table of things and needs to find the best price charge in order to maximize profit for the company. Eventually, I'm going to have you have that profit. Mary knows she cannot charge less than the base cost for labor and materials to make the tables, or else the company loses money. In other words, charge the people for the stuff. If you charge them less than it costs you to pay for the stuff, you're going out of business. But if the price is too high, no one will buy the tables. Create a graph of Mary's function and answer the questions to help her figure out what price to charge. This is the story in which your rainbow, your 1, 2, 3, 4 is going to land. At some point, we're going to identify the different pieces based on your rainbow, what they mean. We'll look at one more graph, and then I'll offer you a chance to do it. Now, your picture's going to be very ugly. So let's go around and see what they have in decimals, what it looks like. Can they find it? 1, 2, 3, 4. People at home, welcome back. All right, here we go. So again, here's my 1, 2, 3. Can anybody tell me what my 4 is going to be? Yeah, x equals 96, and it has to be an x equals 96. So when you put in your thing, I hope that feels good. The 1, 2, 3s have to be in order pairs. But now let's actually try and make this thing make sense. I'm going to draw my picture, and then we'll put in the story part. Once we put in the story part, that's the big deal for today. So I'm going to make us draw one more picture that's similar to this one, but by the time you get to that place on the assessment, you've already passed, and whether you do that part well or not, you're still in the safety zone. So help me with my numbers. I need to, I'm going to do mine like that. The bottom left was, what was the bottom left? The 1? 58. And 2? Thank you. 3, I know, is a 96 in some number. 3 8s? Alright. My x equals 96. Alright, so those are normal things. You put them on the other page. On this guy, my X-Intercepts, we have the 1 and 2. Now, I'm putting 1 and 2 because should I be lazy? No, let me put it in. Come on, you can do this. 58, 134, 58, 134. 58, 134. 58, 134. 96, where are you? 96 and some, 96 and 2 and 3 8s. This guy, he's his friend. If you just drop him straight down. Alright, so ABC, right now you're winning. Of course, it was on your picture, or you wrote it wherever you did. Explain what the X-Intercept has to do with the price and the profit. Here comes Tyler Open Pennants. Whenever we are doing, well, for the circle profit, or highlight if you had a highlighter, the X is going to be the price. This line here, I want to write price. Depending on how much you charge, it'll tell you how much you're going to make back, your profit. So the Y line is the profit. Alright, so here's then kind of what you need to know. in these ordered pair for these X-intercepts, they now actually mean something. The 58, if I were rewriting it, I would write it, and I know you don't have colors, but hopefully it'll work with your eyes. 58, comma, blue 0. Why red 58? Why blue 0? Because the red 58, or the first number, tells me how much I'm going to charge. The second tells me how much money I'm going to make, how much profit I'm going to make. The blue, depending on how much I charge. So this X-intercept here tells me, in order for me to make 0 profit, blue, I need to charge $58. Another way of saying it is, if I charge $58, I'll make 0 profit. In other words, I'm charging too little money. It costs me $58 to make the product. When I sell it to you for $58, I don't have any extra money. It's sort of like these DVDs that I made back in the day. I paid $2.50 for the guy to make them. I sold them for $15, so there's a little bit of a profit there. Now I'm not selling a bazillion of them, but again, in terms of trying to make a profit, whatever you buy it for, you have to sell it for that and something higher. This other guy here, let me ask someone now that I've said what this one means. As a matter of fact, I'm going to write it here. Write price under the red without enough space. If I go down, just so they can see, the other class didn't get this part. I feel bad because it's a little bit harder for them. Sorry for the class that whisper because they're actually watching this video. Let's see, no one watches these videos. All right, no, they did. I check all my videos. 17 views. All right, here we go. All right, here goes. Price. I'm writing you down here. Price. First number is price. The second one is profit. Someone tell me, with the other X-intercept, what do these numbers tell me when I read them on this chart, which is actually what they want? What do these numbers tell me? That 34, 0. I mean, 134, 0. Let's say it in regular talk, like I'm going to ask it now without saying it. Like I know what this one tells me. It tells me if I charge, if the price I charge is $58, then I will make 0 profit. What does this guy tell me? 134. Well, here. I'm going to tell you. But before I do, yes. But now we're going to be specific with the actual high price. If I charge $134, then I will make a 0 profit. In other words, they're going to ask you at some point, what did the X-intercepts tell you? And the generic answer will be, it tells me the price that I will charge to make 0 profit. The price that I will charge to make 0 profit. So I'm going to actually write that in. And what they're trying to see here is explain what the X-intercepts have to do with price and profit. And then the answer here. And the way I'm saying it doesn't even feel right. This is the price that I charge that makes 0 profit. That's what I said before. I'm well with it. It's the price. Just put it's. The price. It's the price. The price charged. That makes 0 profit. I think options for youth is a non-profit organization. Non-profit means it's an organization you don't get to make a profit. In other words, all the money that we get from the state has to be used. I think at the end of the year, whatever you don't use, they either take it back or something along that line. 0 profit. Here's the price charge. That makes 0, and this is 0 profit thing. That's what those zeros are. The next question I'm going to ask you is about that Vertex, that Maxima. Let's see what some people think about that. Someone said earlier, anyway, still writing? Someone said earlier that the Maxima, also the Vertex, is the highest point Can anyone say what these numbers probably mean? Say that again. Okay, I can take that. Even though I don't want you to actually use the actual numbers. So kind of what you said is good. Someone said with her, she kind of said she did the general version. But what does these two numbers mean? They're similar to these guys. I'm going to make the colors in to see if that will help. Right, that's 2088. For the price of $96, I would make a profit of $2,888. So what they're trying to get you to see is, yeah, this picture really is just something you type in decimals. Say you click on the numbers, you got 1, 2, 3, 4. But in this case, it's actually a scenario of the first number is the price I'm going to charge. The second number always tells me how much profit I'm going to make based on that. Here's the other part. Because this is the vertex, this is the maximum amount of money you're going to make. In other words, 96 is the perfect price. It's the price that will make you the maximum profit. In other words, if you made it 97, you're coming downhill again. So this number can get smaller and smaller. If you're like, well, let me back it up. Maybe if I charge less for my burger, maybe if I charge like a 94, no, still you're not going to make as much as 288. This vertex, this maxima, is the price that will make you the maximum amount of money. Let's see, or maximum profit. Let's see if they ask that question. What's the next question they ask? Do they go? Oh, there it is. Read question E. See if you can answer it. A maximum profit is kind of like the maxima. In this case, someone put the whole parenthesis. Officially, you couldn't use the whole parenthesis, like the 95, 2088, because it includes the right information, but it's kind of not the way they're asking. So be careful on that one. Some people wrote a sentence that was good too. In the end. So, what do they need to know so far? They're 1, 2, 3, 4. What do they also need to know? If a scenario is given, they need to know, okay, this is the price, and usually it's a profit. I think today they're going to use a similar problem when it's your turn. So I don't think they're going to turn it into like about animals and whales. I think they're going to keep it about a business and stuff. So basically, your sketch should be good. Here comes the last part, which is it's not going to fit very well. They're going to see how well you use decimals. They're going to give you a secondary version. Let me read what it says. But you're going to have to click the circle off of the first picture when you produce a second one. Otherwise, if they're on at the same time, they're going to overlap and they'll do some liking stuff. So let me read it and then have you do it. Hey, Mary knows that the cost of steel for table legs is about to go down. This means it will be cheaper to make less tables. The new equation is in fact the new equation in factor form is this guy. So now that her table can cost less, or steel anyway, plug that guy in. When they ask the question, how does the graph, rather describe how the graph has changed or transformed from the original graph equation, it really just means when you see that new picture compared to the old picture that was there, how does it look different? What seems to have happened? So go ahead and do this. Type in that second guide. We'll answer these two questions. I'll comment on my 1, 2, 3, 4 one last time, and then we'll do it. I'm not sure what questions anyone might need to ask, and I have been saying. All right. Let's see. Now, of course, I don't get to see what it changed into. Quickly. Let's see. You are a -2. Parenthesis x minus 46. Close parenthesis, open parenthesis, x minus 20, 124. Alright. Yeah, you see this picture? Alright. In any case, here I'm supposed to click on this thing. My new picture is green. The picture is taller. That's one change. So you're literally looking at it and saying how the graph has changed. So in my experience, the new graph is taller, See how tight this is? If you zoom in, you're supposed to see that it shifted one way or the other. Can anyone tell me what direction it shifted, to the left or to the right? It shifted to the left. You can't see it here unless you zoom in. Now I can see that my new guy is green. My old guy is red. So I can see that it shifted to the left. That shifting to the left will actually be important. Let me see if I can ask somebody out here. They might know it. Will you see my old? No, let's just do one at a time. What do those numbers mean? This 46, 0. Does anyone know what that number means in the scenario of this problem? What about the price? But how does it connect? And someone might be able to help him. He is on the right track. The price gets me something. So before, when I was charging for these, let me click on this guy. Let's do one at a time. I had to charge like $58 to wind up with a zero profit. In other words, it cost me $58, but now because the cost of metal has gone down, sweet, now I only lose $46 to wind up with a zero profit. Here comes the second question with the green stuff. See if I can get to the top. Comparing the old to the new, at the very top, let's find out how much it used to cost me to try and max out to get the maximum profit. Let's see. Alright. Before, show me. It cost me $94 to get the maximum profit. But because things are cheaper now, can someone tell me how much it costs now to get a even higher profit? 85 bucks. So technically what they were trying to do, even though their graph is so big and ugly it's hard to tell, what they want you to be able to see is by the whole thing shifting to the left. In this scenario I can tell that the profit, which is even higher, now I can make like $3,000 with using less money. Instead of my $95, $96, I can use $85. Now that's what it's supposed to be. Let me see how they ask the actual final question on your paper. Just for anyone who's to make those up, like, what? I hope that's not on there. By the time you get to E, you've crossed like the safety zone. So I'm going to have you do the F and the G. That puts you beyond the safety zone. In other words, I think the E gets you into the 2 zone, and then the F and the G get you probably in the 3 and 4. But let's see. Describe how this affects the X-Intercepts, minimum, maximum, the line of symmetry. I think on this one, they asked it. I think we just put that it shifted it all to the left. It moves the X-Intercepts to the left of the original. Let's try how to text them. The minimum, maxima. Oh, it does make the maxima higher. I don't know how to say that. Line of symmetry. Alright, so step 1. An answer that can be semi-acceptable, but not getting full points. It shifts everyone to the left. It shifts them all to the left. And then a comment that will make you more knowledgeable. A lower price gets a higher maximum profit. A lower price. In this case, I'm putting in parentheses. I think it was 85 bucks. Now, if you wrote something else here, you can kind of keep what you wrote. You didn't quite know, but if you add on what I have, that will be fine. A lower price gets a higher profit gets. Lowercase g, a higher profit. In this case, I think it was 30 something, 30. 3,000 something. Where are you? 3042. 3042. Same is true in real life with these DVDs, even though they're just live recordings, me telling stories somewhere. I used to pay $2.50, sell them for $10 to $15. Then eventually, I figured, oh, I actually know how to do it myself. So I went to Costco and bought the DVDs for 25 cents and get the other stuff. So it probably cost then closer to $1, $1.25, $1.50 for the same DVDs, and then still sold them for $10. So again, when the cost shifts to the left, your profit, you reach your higher profit sooner. So that's what all that shifting to the left is. The X-Intercepts tell you what price you can charge that would get you a zero profit. You can either charge too little, 58, and get a zero profit, or you can charge too much and get a zero profit. Both of them mess you up if you wanted a profit back. X-Intercepts, and then the last thing for them to look at is this freebie Maxima. The only way you can mess that up is if you put two numbers. There's only one number you can put, and that's the X with your Vertex. Or really, in a weird way, I should have put down that your LOS, align symmetry, is the kind of guy who gets you that. Describe the change transfer from the original graph is shift to left.